Big fluff.
Hey Sharks, I'm Joel Murphy.
And I'm Andy McIntyre.
And this is the 1 week of Silver Linings Playback where we have such an amazing deal for all of you, which is all of our best pitches on display for you. They can be yours just for small investments of $1 million or more. You could own one of these movie pitches with us and make one of these fantastic movies.
Every single one of these movies is great. They will make millions upon millions of dollars in profit.
Absolutely.
Not just earnings, profit.
Profit. Yeah.
It's very important because a lot of movies earn money, but this will be profit. Money over expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's yours to take. You put $1 in, you're getting $2 back.
Listen, that is this SLP guarantee is 100% return on investment.
But not like in a legally binding sense. In a
legally binding sense.
In a figurative sense that you can't hold us to.
Yeah, this guarantee is not valid in any of the 48 states or American territories.
Exactly.
Nor any countries in the European Union or anywhere else on planet Earth.
Yes. But other than that, it's absolutely, we stand behind it. We promise it to you. Airtight.
We promise these returns. Whether it's, the Hanson brothers versus the Jonas brothers or any of the other great pitches that we have this year.
Do you need something involving juggalos? We got something involving juggalos.
Oh, we got something involving juggalos. Boy, do we. And people have passed on great ideas like lasagna and Cubanos, like Bloody with a Chance of Christmas, like Aliens versus Predators versus Gremlins, and Jason Goes to Court. Those ideas are also still on the table.
Yeah. Go back and listen to any of our previous shows. You can buy those as well. But yeah, just if this is your first time listening, just to set up what we are going to be giving you, this is from the past year. These are all of our best movie pitches that we've done throughout episodes throughout the year. And we're just kind of spotlighting them again as a gift to you. A little late Christmas gift, Hanukkah gift, what have you.
Yeah. And if you are a new listener to the podcast or a new viewer on YouTube, welcome to the best kept secret of middle-aged men talking about movies podcasts in the world. Absolutely.
And I do, before we get into the movies, there's one other thing that I do think we should talk about from the past year. Another innovation that we brought to podcasting in 2025, which is after our dear friend, Johnny Davenport called us out on an episode. We added a pivot theme to make it very clear as to where we pivot from sort of maligning a movie into when we're doing the silver linings for the movie. So,
the crux of our podcast.
Yeah. And there's 2 sections and now they're clearly delineated thanks to our Silver Linings Playback pivot theme. So other silver linings, because I kind of teed this up. I mean, William Fichtner in general, silver lining.
Officially, did we pivot?
Now we're pivoted. Now this is official.
It's just not a big deal. Where's the theme song? Isn't there a theme song? Is there like someone comes in with cymbals? Is there a gong?
No.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Bring in the gong, everybody.
Can we bring in the gong, please?
Pivot!
Yay! Thank you. Doesn't that feel good?
And one of the other things I want to spotlight with that we talked about, if listeners know, is that theme is performed by a variety of really talented musicians, including the best gong man in the business, Charlie Gongman.
And Charlie Gongman is maybe the best gong player there is. And also a little bit of a mazel tov to Charlie and Mrs. Gongman on the birth of their son.
Yes. Yeah, their son, Charlie Gongman Jr.
Yes. Very excited for Charlie's journey into fatherhood and passing down his Gongman knowledge to Charlie Jr.
Absolutely.
And again, we're so, we appreciate you being forthright with your needs as far as parental leave, which we grant here on the SLP podcast. We're big supporters of family, and we can't wait till you come back because it's just not the same without you playing the gong.
No,
we could have gotten a recording, but we won't do that.
But we refuse. And also, to be clear, we are the Vin Diesel of podcasts. We're all about family, so we're all about parental leave.
Family.
Family. So yeah, shout out to the Gongmans. And I think that about does it. Without further ado, here are our best pitches from 2025. I'm always happy to talk about a Shyamalan here on Silver Linings Playback because the guy swings for the fences.
He goes hard.
Yeah.
And, sometimes he hits, or one time he hit, and then every other time he didn't.
He is Casey at the bat. The very first time he ever stepped up, he hit a home run, and he's had that rep ever since. And we're all convinced that he's going to hit another home run. And we want him to. I know nothing would make me happier than if he made the Seventh Sense.
Yeah, I think you should go back to that well and just do a Sixth Sense sequel called The Seventh Sense.
Right.
It's a whole movie about proprioception, the ability to recognize your body in space.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just people closing their eyes and touching their nose and, body awareness. And it's real boring until you find out he was alive the whole time.
Whoa. Ultimately, there's only really two people that the murderer could be. And the game of the movie is them blaming each other, them just Spider-Manning each other, but I think a version where there were 5 more people that could have been the guy before we find out that Billy Baldwin has all the cameras and before we find out all the stuff about Berenger, if there were more if there was a bigger mystery and more credible people,
that if it was a little bit like Agatha Christie, everyone's a suspect style.
Yeah. Make something. Colleen Camp. I mean, she was in Clue. She's down to be a suspect. And even though Yvette's not a suspect in that movie, but you know what I mean?
No, but then you could give CCH Pounder a bigger role. And maybe it starts a whole universe where CCH Pounder is the 90s erotic thriller Hercule Poirot.
If only.
Why not?
Look, you said 90s, but I don't even think there needs to be a time.
Let's do it now. I would do it now.
CCH Pounder, if you're listening, we want you to be the new Poirot.
Yeah. We want you to be the central character in a detective movie.
Why should Daniel Craig in his ludicrous, I say
Leghorn voice. Well, I said, there's a glass onion afoot up in here. I said,
well,
there's some knives out.
Hey, Mary, he has his knives out.
They're sitting there on a glass onion.
Yeah.
CCH Pounder wouldn't be that trait.
No.
She's
of
too
course
classy.
not. No, so yeah, we're going to work on that, Andy and I. I think we've kind of set it up, but if you view this through the prism of this was intended to be a demo reel to get one man work, which I think, honestly, as we sit here talking about it, it actually, especially in 2025, fills my poor wounded soul with so much joy to think about the idea of an entire town coming together to get the one guy who's good at martial arts hired.
Did you know Jimmy's been practicing the karate? Did you hear about that? We should all get together and make a movie. Get together, make a movie to showcase his karate skills.
He really wants to be in a movie, but no one will hire him. So maybe we make the movie for him.
Because they say, oh, well, the Irish, they don't know any fancy martial arts. They're just drunken bar fighters. Well, our old boy Jimmy Bennett, do you know he knew quite a good kick?
And then I'm just picturing that it's like, well, I've never been in a movie. I can't do that. Well, but you are sewing up me shirt that I have a wee little hole in. we do need someone to do costumes. You know, and it's just, they just went through everyone in the, it's just like the end of Three Amigos where they just asked everyone what their talent was. And like, honestly, look, here's the move. Hollywood, holler at your boys, or Ireland, please, Ireland, holler at your boys, fly us out. We will make this. The movie that you make is the making of this. Like 100%. The movie about the town filming Fatal Deviation.
Coming together to film Fatal Deviation to rally around James Bennett.
Yeah, is like, that's the move 100%. Like, that's the big feel good. And that movie would still be like relatively an indie movie, but would have 10 times the budget of this actual. But yeah, you just make that. You make the telling of this, which, because like I said, it's very endearing to me that
I'm sure it's a heartwarming tale. And I can't imagine it's that different than what actually went down in Trim, Ireland.
Well, and the funny thing is, like, everything I know about Ireland, especially somewhere that's, again, like, not Dublin, you know, that is Trim, you know, is that, like, there's zero chance that there was anyone, like, when they went to the grocery store, you might watch it as an American and be like, well, how were they able to just go in the grocery store and film a fight scene? And it's like 100% everyone in the town was aware they were making this movie and was just being like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it's like there were people still doing their shopping. Like, oh, could you wait a second before picking up your eggs, Maggie? We got to get this shot.
Oh, they're losing the light.
It's the golden hour. You know, it's like, we don't have money for fancy lights. No, we got to the fluorescents here in the Tesco. So you just got to make sure that we get this shot. So if you could just hold off Maggie from getting your eggs. Don't you have a chicken at home? Why are you buying eggs here? You got a nice clutch of chickens at home.
Oh, well, if you're all done, Tom Cruise, if you could just ring me up in the front.
It's like, oh, well, I'm ready for my checkout, Mr. DeMille.
I'm really selling like myself on the idea of just this making of movie.
Just making of the Fatal Deviation.
Yeah.
It's such a, if it's not that, and there's that one town curmudgeon that's like, oh, it'll never work. You're not going to be an action star, Jimmy.
Yeah. And that guy is the old man in the movie, because 100%. What we find out is like, well, why are you so against it? And it's like, oh, because I had a dream of being an actor and it's not going to happen. It never happened for me. And look, now I'm an old man and my time has passed and I've made my peace with it.
Auditioning for Waking Dead Divine and not getting cast.
Exactly. And then it's like, that's the thing, is they realize, well, we just have to cast him as the villain. And then he's the happiest one of all.
And when they do the screening in town, there's just a single tear rolling down his cheek.
Oh man, I want this so badly.
This is already a front runner for best pitch of 2025. I mean, this is the story that I didn't know we needed.
Also, James Bennett, if you're listening, like, please give us your life rights.
Yeah, please. We would gladly make this movie. Back to Big Money Hustlers, and I don't like. The Insane Clown Posse are not great actors. But
the Insane Clown Policy is to let that slide.
It's to let it go. That's the Insane Clown Policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. In school, if you show up in Juggalo makeup, it's the Insane Clown Policy. They have to let it slide. Okay,
look, I know we're trying to get back on track and you were doing such a good job. But I do think we should write the Insane Clown Policy, which is, it's set in the late 90s, early 2000s at a school. And it is about a school that is trying to, like, one kid shows up in Juggalo makeup.
Is it Footloose but Juggalos?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So they realize, like, Air Bud style, there's nothing in the books that says you can't show up in clown makeup. But the principal hates it, wants to shut it down. So, they ban Juggalos Footloose style. And then the end is that their prom theme is Dark Carnival.
Yeah.
And they have a big Juggalo prom.
So Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope, if you're listening, and I like to think that you are. Actually, no, I like to think that you're watching.
Yes, I hope that you started listening and then you heard that Andy had Juggalo makeup on and you went and watched. But yeah, I would also love it if you're watching this, because nothing would be more adorable to me than if you both had a Google alert for your names and you just saw this pop up and you're like, oh, someone's talking about Big Money Hustlers. I got to watch this.
But no, I think the Insane Clown Policy. Yeah, it's Footloose but Juggalos. I think that's brilliant.
Which, again, when you pitch something in Hollywood, you want something meets something. And I think Footloose meets Juggalos that's the elevator pitch. That's what's going to get us in the door.
Yeah. And, you know.
Oh, Kevin Bacon, if you're listening, you should play the principal. I
was just going to say, if I think Shaggy Two Dope and Violent J have to play themselves.
Yeah,
that they show up at the end, but no, Kevin Bacon should definitely play the principal that hates Juggalos.
Maybe there's like a Scent of a Woman type of scene where, you know, but with Shaggy Two Dope and Violent J, where they show up at the town hall meeting to kind of like, you know, say if they were the men they were 5 years ago, they take a flamethrower to this place. Whoop 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 whoop.
I feel like we have to cast Superhuman in this in some way, shape, or form too.
Yeah.
Like he should just be in it.
Janitor. He's the janitor.
Something.
Yeah. And he like lets the kids in.
Yeah.
To the
and then you just see him jumping off stuff in the background.
Yeah. I like it.
And for SLP fans that don't know who Superhuman is, look him up. That's Human, Humman.
Yeah.
Superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
And he does stuff for all the Juggalos and Juggalettes.
Yeah. And if you're curious, what is a Juggalo? There is a song called "What Is a Juggalo," and it kind of addresses it.
Yeah. It's not just the makeup. There's more to being a Juggalo than just the makeup.
Well, I'll just tell you. The answer is I don't know, but I'm down with the clown and I'm down for life, yo.
There you go.
I do like the idea that the aliens are stupid, though, and maybe right wing, and that they're like they did not do the work of.
Yeah, they're like the dumb aliens. They're kind of like, let's go to Earth, and they're like, well, didn't do any research in advance.
Which is
their parents are like, it's full of water, you idiot. Fine, no, go figure it out. Just figure it out. Just go.
Whatever. Yeah. Back home, all the smart aliens are like, they didn't even take axes. Like we told them.
Like we have.
How are they going to knock
guns.
the doors down?
Yeah, where are their weapons? Like, what is this? You're going to be a recon, but you have no weapons. You're just like making crop circles and like jumping on roofs.
Sounds like a good
maybe
weekend.
They're all 15-year-old dumb aliens that stole their parents' spaceship for the weekend.
It's like
they got cut from JV football, so now they're lashing out at the universe.
It's like the Eric Trump aliens. They're like, yeah, just go to Earth, you guys, and just see what happens.
They're actually just all they're doing. They're not trying to kill anyone. They're just doing the equivalent of smashing mailboxes. Like they're just on Earth, just like doing petty crime.
That's right. You guys, let's just show up and that's right.
These aliens came to Earth, robbed all of our liquor stores, and then drove back. That's what it turns out. And then they try to drink the beer and they die because it's water.
It's liquid,
There's water in the beer. Yeah.
Yep.
I do want a dumb alien. Like, dumb alien invasion is a solid
premise. A solid, just the dumb aliens. Like, no, I'm going to show them the overlords who I could take over a planet too. Aw.
It's just...
Blorgle.
The Young Guns 2 that I wanted was where he goes and takes a poetry class. And he really gets to the next level. 2. You know?
Doc moves back east, becomes an educator. He's given all the dumping ground kids at the one-room schoolhouse, teaches them calculus. And who's his best student? Chavez. Then Andy Garcia and that lady come and they say, we're not going to validate these test scores. And then Emilio shoots Andy Garcia, Young Guns 2. That's a wrap.
And then it's the same slow-mo. Like Andy Garcia
Andy Garcia gets a trunk in the mail. And he puts it on his desk at the college board. And it's Emilio.
Yeah, he just pops out. Yep.
Stand into Young Guns.
I feel like this is as good a time. Stand into Young Guns. This is as good a time to point out that apparently there's a Young Guns 3
which I
in
can't
the works.
fathom how that
Old
would
Guns?
ever exist. Because again, we've now killed Billy the Kid twice. Are we going to kill him a third time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm all for it.
Also, I
And
think
they're
Young
all
Guns 3.
60.
Yeah. Well, the age and all of that, I mean, you're well past being able to go down in a blaze of glory.
Now,
at
Old
this
Guns
point.
is kind of funny, but it makes me think that it's going to be like Tim Allen and Ray Romano.
Oh, which we've done for the pod. We've done Wild Hogs.
Right. It's going to be the Wild Hogs of Westerns.
I mean, look, if they made Old Guns, like if that actually was the pitch, like unconnected, like it's just called Old Guns, and
it's
he's
Billy
not
the Kid's
Billy
illegitimate
the Kid.
son's
He's
son, and they work at like Pioneer Days, and then exactly.
Listen,
and then Andy Garcia shows up and says, "No, we got to close this place down," and then we're right back in.
We're
invalidating these test scores.
You're
Ba-da-ba-la-la-bamba.
I was trying to think of what it's like. We're invalidating your permit to run this establishment.
And Joey Pants is there, and he's like, "I deputized you." Unbelievable. I'm here for all of it. Now I'm just shamelessly trying to get into the pitch episode at the end of the year.
Per the Star Wars crawl at the beginning, we learned that anacondas regurgitate their prey. It spits him back up, and then he winks.
He is covered in he just looks
stomach acid.
And he's missing one eye.
Yeah.
He's missing an eye somehow.
That's been digested.
I guess. Yeah. And then he winks at her, which just makes it feel like, man, you can't keep this guy down. Yeah. And then he's dead, I guess. But then you're like, is he? Like, he's kind of alive. Like Anaconda with Paul. I mean, John Voight might be in this new 2026 movie.
I mean, look, put him in it. Why not? Give him an eye patch for the one missing eye.
Totally.
And just have it be that, honestly, he's Paul Rudd's dad. Here, I'm doing the work for you.
Yep.
John Voight is Paul Rudd's dad.
No, and he was like always from Cincinnati. He's just faking the accent.
Yeah, and he's like trying to reconnect with his dad, and so he tracks him down.
Yeah, no, he grew up in Lima, Ohio, which is like Lima, Peru. So it's like that's basically South America.
Confusing, yes.
And he's going, and like Jack Black is his best friend who's been encouraging him to reconnect with his father, and so he goes along on the trip, and then
oh my gosh,
doesn't go as planned. More movies should have animated openings. It's a fun way to go. I miss that.
Yeah, like like if Sinners had an animated opening, I think that would have been what pushed it over the top.
That would have been. You're telling me 2 little animated Michael B. Jordans with like a little like animated Count Chocula type Dracula like attacking him
with a nice with a Delta Blues score behind it.
Yeah.
Listen, Ryan Coogler, I'm just saying. No one has to know that wasn't the director's cut. There's still time.
Yeah. Go ahead and just add it in there. Like, yeah, it's.
Even though you've very famously stated that this is the exact movie you wanted to make and you had no studio notes preventing you from doing anything.
Also, Coogler, I'm not telling you how to do your job because you're obviously really good at it. But Black Panther could have had a Pink Panther-esque opening. Just saying.
Just talking about money left on the table, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Just so Cougs, listen, buddy, bubby, whatever you got coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, just like, why can't Creed box a kangaroo in the animated opening to Creed?
Why not? I love that we're just going through with Ryan Coogler. I'm going to leave Fruitvale Station alone.
No, that one, I agree they made the right choice. That was the correct call. But all the other ones.
All the others. Every other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, unequivocally.
What we're saying, and if you're both listening, and we know that you are, you gotta release a song together. And that's the song of the summer.
Oh my God. I don't know that we could handle it. I don't know that the world is ready for a Sabrina Carpenter Chappell Roan joint.
I think it would heal us as a universe.
listen, it's worth a shot when you put it in that perspective, because here's what I know. It's not going to make things worse.
No, it's definitely not going to make things worse.
Objectively, and even if it makes things marginally better, which I think that is the lowest bar you could possibly set for what would be probably a delight.
Yeah. It would have to be something, I feel like, because, espresso and then hot to go. So there's like a Little Caesars kind of pizza vibe and a coffee vibe. So it's got to be something with food.
I think let's have Weird Al write it.
Definitely. Just from the rejected Weird Al food song Ben, he can just pull the top sheet
and hand it to Sabrina and Chapel, and they'll go to work, and it'll be amazing. So listen, So Al, Chapel, Sabrina, turn off the podcast, get to work, and then come back and listen to this episode about Camp Nowhere.
Right. I'm sure you're all neighbors, so just walk out of your houses right now.
Yes, you all live on the same block.
Meet in the street at the exact. Okay, and I also imagine that they all listen to this the second it drops, so they're all listening in pretty much real time. So they all just heard this and all walked out of their front doors simultaneously, turned to either their left or right, and saw each other.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of any other way that could go down.
The rights were sold to Canon Films. And we've not really, we did Masters of the Universe on this podcast, but we've not really talked much about Canon Films, the studio.
Isn't the first Terminator a Canon Films joint? I don't know. That's Carol Co.
I was gonna say I don't think that's true. No, but Canon Films, they don't have a lot of firsts of things, but they're kind of famous for, like, they did Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and they got Tobe Hooper to direct it. They did Death Wish 2 and 3 and 4 and all those with Charles Bronson. They were the first to put Chuck Norris in movies, and they were the first to put Jean-Claude Van Damme in movies. But they were sort of famous for schlocky action films and sort of softcore nude films. And for a long time, Canon's, the way that they did things, and which was successful for them, is they would come up with some ridiculous concept or something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or whatever, and they'd pre-sell it. Like, they would just like go to distributors and be like, look, this is the movie we're going to make. We have a poster for it. Charles Bronson's going to be in it, or Jean-Claude Van Damme's going to be in it, or whatever. And they'd sell the people on the idea, and that's how they
I'm going to stop you right there, Joel.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that if people make a movie poster for a ridiculously absurd movie pitch that's guaranteed to make money.
Yeah.
Why haven't we made Jason Goes to Court yet?
That is a good point. I've never really thought about it, but Jason Goes to Court is exactly the sort of thing that they would have done, which is like,
as is Alien versus Predators versus Gremlins.
Yeah. We're just taking someone else's franchise. We're making a poster for it. I mean, the difference is they had the rights to these things and we don't. And I think that is hurting us with making a Jason film, is that
he's not in the public domain yet.
He's not. And there's a lot of legal fighting about who owns Friday the 13th versus who owns Jason, and everything that's made is plagued in that. So that's definitely holding us back. But I think you are on to something that I think,
just to put a pin in that. I mean, I really hope that I'm alive when Jason enters the public domain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, granted, the world is going to be an even worse hellscape by that point if all trends are to be considered. But just to know that anybody, and I want them to do the opposite of what they're doing with like the Winnie the Pooh horror movies now, is I want them to do like, I want them to go completely the other way. And Jason's just a really good camp counselor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just did an entire month of camp movies, and I think Jason getting to actually do a camp film would be great.
But he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Like Ernest level good at it.
Yeah, but he also still never talks, and I think that's important. Right. Yeah.
And there's still the
yeah, at all times.
But he does sing "I'm Always Glad It's Raining."
Yes, but we don't really know how, because you just hear it and it's like, oh, it's always glad it's raining. Like, it's in kind of like one of those.
Yeah, again. So put a pin in that for what, 2102 probably.
Yeah, we have a ways. Thanks to Disney and a lot of other people. Like, I mean, Batman is not even in the public domain, and that came out in the 1930s. So
yeah, it's almost been almost a century for the bats.
We should talk about the UFC stuff.
We should talk about the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
What they put in the movie is not what the UFC was at the time, and we're not remotely what it is now.
No, I mean, Michael Buffer is there, which is fun.
Which is accurate.
We do see real UFC people. Ken Shamrock can be seen.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock makes a little cameo.
Yeah, but weirdly, this movie thinks that the UFC is multiple fights happening at the same time in a ring while music is played and everyone in the audience is kind of choreographed fist pumping and chanting to the music.
Yeah, and while the UFC of 1995 would be fairly unrecognizable to the UFC of today, that wasn't it.
No, I mean, my memory of UFC, which I didn't watch a lot of like 90s UFC before they really did come in and, kind of make the rules and changes that would make it what it is I just remember a lot of really long matches where a lot of rest holds happened.
Yeah, no, because there weren't weight classes, and it was a lot of guys that were just essentially bar fighters. There were a lot more Tank Abbotts than there were George St. Pierre's or Conor McGregor's, or just, pure fighting machines. And yeah, there'd be guys throwing bombs that would then gas out and just try to like grapple, but that would be super lazy. And then some dude would get kicked in the face. And yeah, they eventually figured out how to make it a sport.
And add the rounds and the structure to it.
Yeah, because I think the human cockfighting argument is fairly apt for the early days of UFC.
Yes.
And nowadays it's different and much more legitimate. And that's why it is such a huge business in 2025.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, I do still, I find it charming how wrong it is, like it's fun to see, but too, like, yeah, I do give them credit for, again, recognizing that something was happening with UFC that felt like it might be something big in the future.
Yeah. It is amusing that the futurism of it was, no, UFC needs more chaos and less rules.
Maybe they were right. Maybe UFC should have had 6 fights happening at the same time while Michael Buffer did over the PA commentary and house music played. Maybe that was the correct path for UFC.
So Dana White, if you're listening, hear me out. Next UFC 278 or whatever it is coming up. All the fights happen at once.
Mm-hmm.
Last person standing.
Also, I've said it before and I'll say it again. American Pie would be a better movie if they got rid of all the sex. And it was just about a guy who hung out with his dad, who was Eugene Levy, who gave him advice on how to date girls.
It'd be 8 minutes. It'd have won best short film. Like, let's be honest.
It would just be a scene where Eugene Levy and Jason Biggs eat pie that has not been tampered with in any way and talk about their lives, and it would win at Sundance.
Yep, it'd get a standing ovation at Venice.
And then, like, Natasha Lyonne would show up because she's in that movie. So, like, she'd have a cameo there.
You'd see her pitching butts away right before her scene's about to start.
Exactly.
This movie had a lot of Easter eggs that were kind of fun. Like, in the doctor's office, there's a picture of the Overlook Hotel. It was Pennywise Amusement Park was probably the most obvious, like, ham-handed one. But and also the kids having the shine. But they did do a lot of that, which, like, alluded to in a cheesy way, but still kind of fun way.
I thought it was weird that everyone slept on Carrie's dirty pillows, that was the brand of pillow that, like, in this world, I guess she's like Mike Lindell, I guess. Like, I thought that was weird.
It was weird to have Sissy Spacek come out and chill for Republican presidential candidates.
And the fact that they were dirty pillows. Like, you would think that like why would people buy them if you're advertising? I guess that's, like, ironic. I thought that was weird.
That was a weird choice.
Yeah,
I don't know. And
But it was fun that like the people that were cleaning the gutters in the one scene, it was like it's gutter cleaners,
right?
Like
yeah,
but it was like kind of weird about the floating, like the tagline.
Yeah, it was
that
all of the life preservers were "You'll float to Pennywise flotation devices."
Yeah, that was fun. And then there were times it was weird when you could tell that they were really stretching, and it's like they're just in the desert and they're trying to get to McConaughey, and then all of a sudden they're like, the kid's like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, that's an old pet cemetery." And then they went a little further, and then he was like, "What's this?" And he's like, "That's a pet cemetery too." And I was like, okay, we get it.
There's the scene when they ride on the train and like, "Oh, there's no chairs. I guess we'll have to stand."
Yeah, it was like, now you're just, and then one point when they were being chased, and he looked at Idris Elba and he was like, "What should we do?" And then he was like, "I'd start running, man." And it's like, okay,
Well, and then even the next line after that was like, "Well, I guess we'll have to stand. Why don't you stand by me?"
I mean, which is weird, too, because it made more sense the other reference that they also had, which is when the gunslinger just kept asking him if he wanted to see a dead body.
Yeah, right.
That makes sense.
And, when they talked about how good Jake was at learning, he's like, "Wow, you're a really apt pupil." Other Stephen King reference.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that every door was just a poster of Rita Hayworth was a little lazy, I thought.
And they had to crawl through tunnels.
Yeah. But those were all in the... They're
all in the movie. They were all in the movie.
Yeah. The other really vivid dream I had was that Pixar was making a shot-for-shot remake of Backdraft.
I would watch that. Why not?
Here for it.
Honestly, you know what? I love that because can we get that trend to happen? Because I fully hate the trend of animated movies being made into live action movies, as discussed last week on our Flintstones episode. But I would love it if it went the other way. We need more live action serious dramas to be made into cartoons. Like, I think that's
just like a CGI Apocalypse Now.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Listen, I why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Let's make the computer generated The Deer Hunter.
and get Randy Newman to write songs for all of these movies, obviously.
The deer's hunting in the woods.
They ain't hunting deer tonight.
They playing Russian roulette.
It'd be great.
Listen, a CGI Deliverance, I'm here for it.
I'm not.
Just all the 70s auteur movies.
Absolutely.
Like anything that is John Cazale adjacent, just do a CGI thing of it.
Yeah, I don't think you've said The Godfather yet, but obviously The Godfather.
Yeah.
You could have the horse.
Yeah,
I was
thinking Kramer versus Kramer.
I think you can even have a little fun with it. Like in The Godfather, the horse head could go "It's a living."
Nashville would be good. Network.
Yeah, I think all those movies were missing the magical realism of animation. We didn't get to see the Jonas Brothers fight a bunch of wolves, and I feel like that's a reason to malign this movie.
That's fair. You set it up. It's like, come on, you're gonna fight
right?
yeah.
Okay,
I haven't been
hear
this
me out.
disappointed since The Gray.
Also, hear me out, because I think I'm taking in everything that we're saying. So there is no Hanson Brothers movie, and you want to see the Jonas Brothers fight wolves. I think there's a Twilight-esque movie potential where the Hanson Brothers are werewolves and the Jonas Brothers are vampires, and they are fighting each other. Music, like West Side Story fighting each other.
Right.
Listen, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's a sequel. That they'll just make a cameo in next year's Jonas Brothers Christmas movie. That's it.
To set up the next one where the Hanson who are werewolves fight the Jonas Brothers who become vampires somehow.
Yes. Done.
And listen, just Just start printing the money right now. I mean,
right? Come on. All the millennials will be there.
Here's the thing. Yeah, everybody would watch that movie.
Yeah.
If you tell them Hanson werewolves fight vampire Jonases.
It sells itself. Yeah, it absolutely sells itself.
Don't tell me anymore. Like, I'm there.
And the best part is that's the whole script.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. It's we're gonna do it like James Cameron. We just walk up to a whiteboard and write that on it, and then write dollar signs, and then we go sit down, and that's the pitch.
Yeah. God, I hate that this doesn't exist, and I want to have the clout to make it happen.
By the way, I do.
Isaac Hansen, if you're out there listening, and we know that you are,
obviously,
yes.
Because you're clearly the brains behind Hanson. Get your brothers, get Taylor and Zach on board.
Get them on board. We need this.
And there you have it.
There you have it.
Give us your money to make these amazing movies.
And I'm sure a lot of you, after having seen this, are having the same question, and I'm going to answer it for you. The best way, if you want to now support one of these films, is to write a check, make it out to our production company, which we have a very simple name for our production company. We call it Cash. So just make a check out to Cash and hand that to me or Andy for whatever you want to invest.
We will also take cash.
We will also take cash. We would love cash. Cash is a lot better than checks. But if you need to write a check to Cash, which is our production company. Yes. Again, to be
not
clear.
Cash Productions, just Cash.
Just Cash. Yeah, don't write anything else extra. Just CASH on the line. And we would prefer it if you don't actually put our names. You know, we like to stay humble. Just the word cash.
Yep. And stay tuned for our return to new content when, as always in January, we look at some of the most notorious movies of 2025 as we kick off 2026.
Yep.
Yabba dabba do.
Silver Linings Playback is a production of HoboTrashcan.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate or review it on Apple Podcasts. Hear more great shows on the Peak Sloth Podcast Network.